Welcome back, everyone. We're talking Taijianmo and how to make them in this series of videos. This is part 2. Last time we made some breads, 2 different types of sandwich breads. If you're into that, go back and check it out. This week, talking about tea eggs and talking about chili oil, okay? 2 key elements of a fabulous Taijianmo. Why do we eat eggs for breakfast? Great question, I just asked myself. And I went and tried to look it up. And guess what? Nobody knows. They were like, hey, this dude in 1620 was the first person to say, hey, why don't we eat some poached eggs on toast? I was like, why do we eat eggs for breakfast? Internet started talking about, hey, better question, why do we even eat breakfast? Well, the Romans ate breakfast, but then when they left, they took it with them, and other people didn't eat breakfast until Internet started telling me why I did not ask it. So bottom line, I can't tell you why we eat eggs for breakfast, but eggs for breakfast is a thing. Guess what? There's eggs in a Taijianmo too, or there can be. It's mostly Thai, it's mostly vegetables and spices and flavorings, but sometimes you put an egg on it. And the kind of eggs we get on the street are usually tea eggs. Now, I had to look up a recipe for tea eggs. I want to give a shout out right now. When I want to find a really authentic Chinese recipe for a thing that I don't already know how to make, that I didn't learn how to make in China, the first place I usually go is this blog. It's called Walks of Life. W-O-K, Walks of Life. I'll link it in the description, okay? Because it's great. I don't know them. I don't know who puts it out, but I use it a lot. It's actually fabulous. And I basically used their recipe for tea eggs, which I'm going to show you how to make. After we do the tea eggs, I'm going to show you how we make chili oil. I had to go outside so I didn't burn down my house. It's exciting. Stay tuned for it. I mean, it might be exciting if you're into that kind of thing.
First things first, you gotta get all your ingredients together. And you're gonna start by adding some black tea leaves to a pan. Like, I'm clearly just using tea bags here, which is fine. If you've got fancy tea leaves, use them. That's a mixture of soy sauce and Shaoxing wine, which is cooking wine. A couple bay leaves, some ginger, star anise, a cinnamon stick. I'm gonna do like a teaspoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and a teaspoon of Sichuan peppercorns. This is gonna be the bath for our eggs that they're gonna soak in. Gonna soak up all that tea flavor. Put that on the stove, and you're gonna add some water and just bring it to a boil. Basically, the point is to incorporate it all together and get it nice and saucy. All right, then we add our eggs to a pot. I'm just doing 6 eggs here, and you wanna boil them for the right length of time. 7 minutes. Okay, the answer is 7 minutes. You get your water boiling, you add your eggs carefully so as not to crack them, and then you boil them for 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, take them out, put them in an ice bath. You might want to use a bigger bowl than I used here, but the idea is to stop them from cooking. And then the juice, the tea juice, should be not hot. You can see here it's steaming still, but that's fine. You don't want eggs to keep cooking, is the point. So you take the eggs and then use the back of a spoon and you crack them all over. Okay, and what this is gonna do is give you, if you leave them in there long enough, it should give you like a really cool marbled look to the eggs. You're gonna put them in there and you're gonna leave them overnight in the fridge for at least 24 hours. Now, the longer you leave them in this tea bath, the more flavor they're gonna soak up. Okay, this is just 24 hours, but I tried some a few days later and they were even stronger. So you can leave them in there in the fridge for, 3-4 days. Finish peeling the eggs. These didn't have a great, like a really beautiful marbled tea texture. They're still pretty pale, to be honest. Maybe I should have cracked them a little more severely. I don't know, this is my first time doing it, but rinse the shells off. That's the tea eggs, y'all. And they're good, trust me. Now it's time for the chili oil. Okay, so first we're gonna prep our aromatics. Just a few. We've got a green onion, we're gonna give that a coarse chop, and then we got a red onion, which we will also chop coarsely. These are gonna flavor the oil. I'm using canola oil here, 2 cups. And then we got some dry spices, okay? We got bay leaves, 3 bay leaves, some star anise, and then Sichuan peppercorns. I get all of this at the Asian supermarket. And some ginger. Ginger's probably an aromatic because it's fresh. And then our chili flakes. You can use flakes and seeds, or just flakes. That's what I used. And we got everything together outside. Going outside so we don't burn down the house. I got this single burner here. It had a problem, but I'll tell you in a minute. Get that thermometer out. Once this gets up to 300 degrees, you can add your spices. Okay, so the dry ones first. Scoop them in there. Swish them around. And then our aromatics, our onions and our ginger. Now you're gonna stir fry these for a couple minutes, basically until the temperature gets back up to 350. Now I had a problem with the temperature getting up because this eyelet it was like self-regulating and not getting hot enough. So I ended up cooking them like 10 minutes. They didn't burn, but they wilted. I might have even gone longer than 10 minutes. This is basically what you want though, okay? You want the things to have wilted. Now you're gonna get them all out, scoop out. It's kind of tough scooping out those Szechuan peppercorns, but do what you gotta do. Now, got the chili flakes ready. I took the oil inside and so I could get it up to the temperature you need, which is supposed to be up to 450 degrees if you can. So yeah, I'm in the long sleeves and the oven mitts trying not to burn myself. Then you're gonna dump it right on those dry chili flakes, and those are all frying together. Nice. Then you give it a little stir, get those chili flakes nice and oily. Again, if you use the seeds, it'd be a little spicier. Then you're gonna do a splash of black vinegar. Be careful of this part, because that will flare up on you, and those fumes, you're not supposed to inhale the fumes, okay? You gotta be careful. Don't get your face in it too hard. Like, hold your nose, hold your breath. Look at this. This is what it does. It just sizzles for a couple minutes, and looking real good. Then you let it cool. And you put it in jars and you got homemade chili oil. Look at this. This is just like you would get at a Chinese restaurant, okay? Where it's got that like paste, that chili flake sediment at the bottom, that nice oily sheen. Mwah.
Yo, so that chili oil recipe is adapted from the Xi'an Famous Foods cookbook that I've been talking about in some of these videos already. Since I made it, Ashley has been just basically drinking it. She loves it so much. She's like, this tastes exactly right. So apparently it turned out good. When I was looking at it, I was like, I'm not sure this is that good. But when I've been putting it on dishes, I put it on some noodles, put it in with a caijiamoa, added it to other things. That chili oil is bomb. It was kind of worth it. I wasn't sure it was gonna be worth it. It was worth it. I will definitely make it again. The tea eggs were actually really good too. I know they don't look like they contain a lot of flavor. They still look pretty white, but actually the egg soaks up a lot of that tea flavor, and it's you can really taste it. It tastes good. It's really good. And the fact that it's a fresh egg, I actually like these a little bit better than the ones we get on the street. The ones on the street would be cooking all day, cooking for a long time. And the yolk has already, gone from yellow to green. It's overcooked, basically. It's still got a really good flavor. And it's nice, right off the street. But doing it this way in the fridge, actually, I think we liked it a little bit better. So, tea egg tip. Tea eggs, chili oil. You know what? You could crack a tea egg, dump some chili oil on it, snack. Look, if you guys are into these, check out the next video. I'm gonna show you how to make like the main contents of what goes inside of the caijiamoa. I'm talking about all the different salads, the carrot salad, the potato salad, the cabbage salad, etc. Come back for it.